to the Boise School District Guest Teacher Online Training. We'd like to review what our objectives are today. We would like you to be able to know how to sign up for a guest teaching position. We would also like you to know how to prepare for that guest teaching position, starting with the night before and arriving at the school. I want to give you some tips on what to look for once you do arrive at the school. We want to show you some good and some poor lesson plans and have you take some time to interpret those lesson plans. We'd also like you to think about classroom management. We're going to give you some various scenarios to look at and how you might handle different management situations within the classroom. I want to talk to you a little bit about the ethic of care and love and logic, kind of our philosophy in the Boise School District and how we approach our students and care for our students, and much more. So we hope you look forward to the training.
If you are fortunate enough to speak with the classroom teacher prior to subbing for them in their classroom, some questions you might ask would be about daily procedures, such as how to take attendance, where the faculty room is, adult restrooms, etc. You might also ask about anything that could be happening in the building that day that is out of the ordinary, such as an assembly or any emergency drills, or perhaps even standardized testing. Lunch supervision, hall duty, bus duty, and recess might also be some questions that you could ask, such as where do I pick the students up from recess? When you get to the school, you'll want to arrive about 30 minutes early. This will give you time to get your bearings, know the floor plan of the school, and check into the room to review lesson plans and go over technology, projectors, and supplies. When the students come, you will want to greet them at the door and introduce yourself. As you're teaching that day, we ask you to be relevant in your teaching comments. You can be creative as long as what you say and do is appropriate and lines up with the objective to the lesson. Do not substitute your own content or activities for what the teacher has left behind. You need to follow their plans as closely as possible. To make things better for you, get class started as soon as possible. We suggest that as students enter the classroom, you have already placed an assignment on their desk and ask them to put their names on that. That can also be used to take roll. You can stay walking around the room looking at those student names and use that to check against your roster. We do ask that you do not take students out of the classroom unless there is an emergency drill that day, or there is another reason, such as leaving the classroom to go to music, PE, library, etc. But we do prefer that you keep students in the classroom. Something that comes up often with guest teachers is appropriate dress. This is very important as many schools do require professional dress. Jeans are okay in some schools on Fridays along with spirit shirts. But this might be a question that you should ask if you have the opportunity to talk with the teacher that you are subbing for in advance. Also, if you are subbing for PE, we do ask that you wear clothing that you can move around in and that it is also school appropriate. So tight-fitting clothing, probably not, but definitely clothing that you can move about during a typical PE lesson would be appropriate. Also, if you are subbing in kindergarten or first grade, you will be down on your hands and knees a lot in those classrooms, so wearing something that is not dry clean only would be a good idea. And just know that oftentimes kids might use you as their napkin in those primary classrooms, so wearing something that is still professional yet can be machine washed is always a good idea. If you are looking for a teaching position, it's always a good idea to look very professional. So keep that in mind as you are going out to the schools.